Hello friends, welcome back. We were talking about Factories Act of 1948 and we were done with the health measures which has to be implemented under a factory setup. Moving on further, we want to discuss about the safety measures which has to be enhanced for the protection of the employees or the workers in a factory. When we talk about a factory, okay, the setup is full of machineries with power, without power. There is both powerful machineries which are being installed in a factory and manual work is also being undertaken in a factory. But both seem to be very dangerous when there is no proper safety measure which is being employed in a factory. So today we are going to discuss about the safety measures which have to be provided in a factory as per the Factories Act of 1948. So the first and foremost safety measure which has to be equipped under a factory is fencing of a machinery. So machineries which are on motion, machineries which are fixed, both require fencing of machineries. Proper safety enhancement has to be made by the factory employer. Otherwise, it may lead to any accident which may disable the workers with respect to temporary, partial, permanent disablement which can hinder their economic power of employability. So moving on to the next safety measures which has to be enabled in a factory is the safety in case of machineries which are on motion. For example, the cranes on motion, the floor cranes or the small motionable machineries which are being used by the workers. Proper training has to be provided for each and every worker before handling any machinery. The specification, technicalities of machinery has to be provided properly by the experienced employees or workers in the factory. Moving on to the next safety measure, that is employment of young persons on dangerous machines. Yes, this has been a present scenario or a current scenario in all the organization, particularly in factories, where young people or children are being appointed for various machine handlings in a small factories. This is actually prohibited under the Employment of Children Act. But there are many factories who are employing young people, inexperienced people, children for dangerous handling of machineries, which is actually a major cause for any industrial disaster. Yes, all the factories, it may be a small factory or a medium level factory or a large factory, they need to enhance on this particular employment of young person on dangerous machines. That should be prohibited. Then the next one is proper devices for cutting of power and striking gear. Yes, majority of the time when we listen to any industrial disaster, the main culprit would be the short circuits which may occur due to the power supply, which is very dangerous for any particular outlet which is engaged in any manufacturing process. So the factory needs to have enough safety equipments to disable excess of power supply or short circuit which may burn out the factories top to bottom. So the next one is prohibition of women and children near dangerous process. As we have already discussed, young person, that is engaging young person as well as women employees and children near dangerous process shouldn't be undertaken in any of the manufacturing process which is undertaken in a factory outlet, because it actually poses both mental as well as physical injuries to women as well as small children who are in the factories. Next one is hoist and lift. Yes, with respect to any factory for that matter, the lifts or the elevators which are being used for carrying raw materials or for carrying the machineries, for fixing any machineries, it has to be very proper, or it has to be inspected properly every regular interval on the basis of its strength, on the basis of the weight which can be lifted in that lifts and hoists. The next one is safety measures in case of using of revolving machinery. Yes, this has to be the most important part with respect to safety measures are concerned, because revolving machineries can cause any accident at any particular time without any precaution or without any clue. So factories need to enable proper safety measures with respect to revolving machineries are concerned. Coming on to the next, or moving on to the next point, that is the pressure plants. Yes, usually the chemical industries or the chemical factories which have a huge pressure plants which are being built to maintain the various chemicals under pressure, they have to be extra careful in order to have a very strong safety measure in order to control any disaster or any leakage of chemicals out of the plant, which may cause great destruction for the entire society as well as the environment, people, employees who are working in and around the factory. The next one is floors, stairs and means of access. Yes, this is very important. When a factory is being situated in a particular plant, it should have proper accessibility. Without proper accessibility or without maintenance of the floors or stairs or aids, that is safety measures, at times of accident, the emergency doors or emergency exits have to be maintained in any of the factory. Next one is excessive weights, protection of eyes, precautions against dangerous fumes and gases, precaution in case of fire, safety of machinery and building, maintenance of buildings, training on usage of safety equipment, safety officers. Everything becomes a valid point with respect to safety measures which are being undertaken in a factory, both at the management level, at the employers level, as well as at the society and environmental level. Guys, these are some of the safety measures which are being stipulated under the Factories Act of 1948. If you come across any factories which are set up in your locality and if they do not ensure these safety measures, please do educate them to enhance these safety measures, which are very, very important with respect to all the stakeholders who are present in this particular society. Let's make India more safer, more livable. Thank you.